is reality gone? Like, is it gone? Because Bill Belichick is the new head coach at North Carolina. Now, I know this news came out yesterday. You're like, Brian, you're late to the party. I have to limit myself to so many videos a day because after a while my throat will go hoarse and my head will explode. But Bill Belichick is now the new head coach at the University of North Carolina. Not at Southern Cal, not at Miami, not at Texas, not at one of these just massive football schools, not Notre Dame. Oklahoma is the place to be. Anyway, North Carolina. No offense to North Carolina, but their football program is not that great. Larry Fedora had, one good season, got them to the ACC championship. And then that went south. They hire Mack Brown. They bring Mack Brown back. By the way, right now, you're talking about reality. It's just somewhere else. Scott Frost is back at Central Florida, and Rich Rod is back at West Virginia. Reality, yes, reality seems to be gone. I will talk about the 72-year-old Bill Belichick, 8-time Super Bowl winner, Bill Belichick, in just a second. But first, hope you'll subscribe to the channel. Why? Because I really need you to help me to feed my babies. No. Hey, if you like supporting someone who talks about college football, maybe has a little warped view on it, I'm here, and I hope you'll subscribe. It is free. I do appreciate it. Bill Belichick, and we say check, but it's Belichick. Anyway, the guy has won so much, it's ridiculous. When you think about the legendary coaches, no matter what sport they were in, he's there. Talk about John Wooden and all the basketball games he won at UCLA. You want to talk about Nick Saban? And then you get to guys like Belichick that has 8 Super Bowls? Isn't it 8 Super Bowls? I'm trying to remember. Y'all forgive me for that. Somebody's going to be, do your research. I'm admitting I can't remember. I think it's 6 of them. He has 6 Super Bowl championships as a head coach, and I want to say he has 2 as an assistant. That's what I'm looking at right here. But the interesting part about Bill Belichick taking over is Tom Brady leaves the Patriots. He goes to Tampa. He wins the Super Bowl. Ever since, Sonny and Cher split up, Brady was fine. Belichick didn't do so well. Now, I don't know about all the internal hirings and who else left during that time. I'm not going to put this all on Bill. And listen to me. The coach here doesn't need you or I to point out anything to him because he has all of these Super Bowls. I mean, he has an embarrassing amount of Super Bowl rings. So, he's going to go coach at North Carolina. He's 72 years old. Now, everybody, let's go ahead and talk about this for a second. My dad wanted me to do a play on words and say Belichick's chick. And I didn't put that on the thumbnail, but Dad, I used it. At the 4:05 mark, I used it. Thank you. Belichick's chick. There we go. But this guy, this guy comes in to a situation that doesn't really make sense. UNC just got finished with a coach who, I like Mack Brown. I don't know Mack Brown, obviously, personally, but I've always liked Mack Brown. He did a really good job at North Carolina back in the 90s. We know what he did at Texas. Until recently, Texas hasn't seen success like that in years. And so they went back, and I'll never forget working with someone who was a big North Carolina fan. And when they hired Mac Brown, their exact words was, "What are we doing hiring Mac Brown? Did he wash up on the shore?" And we were like, "Oh, look who washed up over here. Let's go get him." And I remember hearing them. They were not that happy about Mac Brown. And at first, it seems like he was going to turn some things around. It just didn't go the way that they thought. And now they're going to go with a guy who has been in the NFL for many, many years. They're going to bring him in to a situation that most guys are leaving the college game because they're tired of the whole recruiting, NIL, a transfer portal thing. They're sick and tired of this, that, and the other. They're bringing in Bill Belichick to coach at 72 years old in the college game. Now, let's pause there. This guy can do whatever he wants to. He is truly a legend. I'm kind of wondering more on the side of the University of North Carolina exactly what they're doing. Because if someone asked me, "You mean you wouldn't want Bill Belichick to coach for you?" My response would be, why would he want to go come coach at a college, at a university? Why would he want to take over? Why would he want to take over a team that a guy about his age who had experience in the college game for many, many, many years, that in Mac Brown's last press conference, if my memory serves me correct, he basically said he's tired of how things are running. He's tired of the college game. He's sick of where it's at. It's no longer the game that he came into. Heck, it's not even the game that it was 6 years ago. And then we're going to bring in a guy who's been in the NFL for eons, unbelievably successful, but he's 72 years old, and he's coming into a really bad situation at North Carolina. And the thing that I kind of wonder is he's taking his legacy and he's putting it at risk. You can never take away those Super Bowls. No, you're right. You're 100% right. You can't. But you can become the guy who, if he doesn't do that great, and by the way, the North Carolina job, again, no offense to Chapel Hill, North Carolina football has not been that great in a very long time. They might have a season that's good here, solid there, but you would have to go all the way back when a young Mac Brown was there, before his stint at Texas, before you could even talk about a team that was consistently a challenge, a team that was consistently demanding that you take them seriously. And so you're going to go out and hire a guy that, yes, is the creme la creme of coaches, but this is his first time coaching in college football. I don't know if ever. Let me look at his bio. From my understanding, the guy has been in the NFL his entire career, since the 70s. He was a special assistant in 1975 with the, wait for it, Baltimore Colts. That's how far it goes back. I don't think he's ever coached in the college game. Again, this guy can do whatever he wants to. But the point is, I just don't get why North Carolina is making this move, because their football program is not in a good place. Once again, me as a Clemson fan, it doesn't matter. One less team to have to deal with, while Clemson tries to work out some things that needs to be worked out in Tiger Town. But I'm not knocking Belichick. I'm not. Please, that's not what I'm doing here. What I am saying, though, is that from a long-term approach and an approach that says, hey, Maybe we want to try to fix some things here and get UNC back in. Let's try to get them into a place of extreme competitiveness. And this is going to transcend over many years. And I don't mean this offensive. Belichick is 72 years old. Saban just called it quits at 72. Mac Brown called it quits, and he was about the same age. And now you're going to hire this guy who is an unbelievable legend, but he's going to have to come. This doesn't, to me, take his name out of it. It just really does not. It just doesn't seem like a good long-term move. It's a great publicity stunt. It's a heck of a publicity stunt. There's a lot of people that'll sit around and talk about this all day. Oh, wow, Belichick is at North Carolina. But would you not, as far as like a serious coaching hire for the long term, would you not step back and look at maybe something like, as odd as it is, and I feel like I'm living in a time warp, it makes a lot more sense that Rich Rod is back at West Virginia. It does. It makes a whole lot more sense that he's at West Virginia right now. It makes more sense that Scott Frost is going back to Central Florida. Central Florida. Not ruined. He went to Nebraska and did his very best to try to turn his alma mater around. They fired him. And Matt Rule, who I've said, I have a lot of respect for him as a coach. It looked like he was getting things turned around this season, and I don't know if it was injury. I don't know what went on there, but they started off kind of strong. It looked like they were going to, I knew that they were not going to have a national championship run or a playoff run or maybe even win the conference championship, but it looked like they were on the right path. And what happened to Nebraska? Nebraska's not an easy job. It's not. Gone are the days of Tom Osborne. Gone are the days of, 35 straight years of 9-win seasons? Those are gone. And Scott Frost, ends up getting fired. Now he's back at UCF. Don't be shocked if the guy goes in and does a really good job. That makes more sense than this. This just seems like something that TMZ would put together. It seems like Chapel Hill called TMZ and said, hey, listen, create a headline that would get people buzzing, but it deals with our next head coach. So the TMZ guys, they go into a corner over here. Maybe they order in some beverages, if you know what I mean. Maybe one of them pulls out some pain pills. They start popping them. And then they go out in their car after they've had way too much, and they get into their car. They go into the parking lot and they say, guys, listen, still our mind's not scrambled enough. We're going to drive around and around in circles so fast that the car almost turns over, but it's going to get us nice and dizzy. And then we're going to write this headline. And they, after they blow the tires off the car and they can barely walk, people's having to walk them in, they're barfing as they're going back in, it hits them. Bill Belichick as the new head coach at UNC. They phone Chapel Hill. They tell them, and they go, guys, let's make this happen. That's what this seems like. Get to the comments section. George is in here. Kason and Chloe's is in here. Good to see you. It's my niece and nephew right there. Niece and nephew. It is good to see you. Y'all need to be in bed. Y'all have school tomorrow. Will the 7 Super Bowls turn to CFPs? No. I can promise you that. 100-year-old, 8-time Super Bowl champ, been around football since. Yeah. Hey, thanks for supporting the channel, Adele. I see you there, my friend. Eddie Blackburn. Yep, 24-year-old chick for sure. Yeah, look, here's the deal. Rusty Break says he's been to 8, I think it is, 8. 6-time winner. Jay Melvin says, "Hey, listen, hey Brian, as a UNC fan, I'm happy. Okay, if you're happy, that's good. That's good. Maybe it would be a good media storm for y'all." JT Brown, thanks for supporting the channel. I see you there, my friend. See the monthly membership. They should have let Mac Brown retire. The man put North Carolina football on a very good track. I think they should have given him that extra game. If he was literally going to retire after the NC State game, I think they should have let him do that. Who knows what goes on behind the scenes? George says, "I'll always remember Mac Brown for running for over 600 yards on Manny Diaz's Miami." Yeah, 600 yards. That's not a typo. I remember it too. It's crazy. It's crazy. A bunch of people in here. Let me see. Doing it for his son to take over could be wrong. I guess that's it. It's a 5-year plan for Belichick and then a 5-year plan for his son to take over. Brett Taylor asked this question. Just got here. Has anyone talked about this? Is a clear signal that UNC is jumping on board with Clemson and FSU and getting out of the ACC before it implodes. I haven't thought about that. That is a very interesting thought, though. Very interesting thought. Well, folks, it's weird, and it continues to get weirder. Dabo Swinney is potentially using the transfer portal. I just did a video on that. Go check it out. Had some fun over there. We have Clemson and Texas next Saturday in Austin. I haven't given my prediction, but I've been talking about that game. Also, I'm going to be on the Fox affiliate there in Austin, Texas, going to talk about Clemson football. They invited me on, so that's going to be exciting. Can't believe that. We have the transfer portal craziness that's going on. We have coaches who are jumping ship. You have guys being promoted within. It's just crazy. So I'm going to be trying to cover that. I hope you will subscribe. It's free if you like supporting someone who's independent. This channel is for you. Remember, it is free. Y'all take care of yourself. Yes, who knows? We wake up tomorrow. Joe Montana might start coaching. I'm trying to think of something. University of Maine. There we go. Y'all take care of yourself. I'll catch you on the flippity flop. Go Tigers.